Good morning again. So before we broke, I asked you if anyone who lives in Parkway Gardens is a part of O Block, and I think you said no. Is that right? Yeah. What do you mean by that? Everybody don't gangbang. So for the people who are not part of O Block, is it okay among O Block members like yourself for people to put on their social media handles that they're part of O Block? No, not for real. What do you mean, not for real? No. Have you ever seen or heard someone being asked to take stuff off of their profile, claiming O Block when they weren't gangbanging? In your words? Objection, call for hearsay. May I respond? Yes, but we need to be in a sidebar for that. Mr. Salone, let me ask you the question again. Have you ever seen or heard someone being asked to take O Block off their social media profiles or whatever? No. Are you aware of it in any way? Objection, asked and answered. I think I asked a different. Overruled. Are you aware of it in any way? Yeah. Under what circumstances? What you mean? How are you aware of it? Basically hearsay. Earlier we talked about what... Let me ask the question this way. You talked about being instructed at various points to slide at opposing gang members. Do you remember what happens if someone who's a part of O Block does not slide at opposing gang members? You asked me, do I know what happens to them? Yeah, like, is it okay? I mean, no, you'll get treated like a goofy if you don't. You said you'll get treated like a goofy if you don't go slide when you're directed to do so? Yeah. Based on what you know, sliding at ops or shooting at the ops, however you frame it or phrase it, is that a way for O Block members to increase their status or rank within O Block? Objection, leading. Overruled. You may answer. Yes. How so? I'm sorry? I'm just asking you, in what way would that increase your status or rank within O Block? Get respected. Would you get more respect if you kill someone who's a big name op? Yeah. Based on what you know and have observed, do killers get more respect within O Block than people who just shoot? Yeah. And why is that? I don't know. They care less. They judge. Again, we're not able to hear back here. Sir, let me just please remind you, please do speak up. We just need everyone to be able to hear. Could you ask that question again? Yeah. How, in what way do killers get more respect than people who just shoot and miss? Objection. Could I have a sidebar, please? Yes. You could answer the question, Miss Salone. I don't know. They get glorified, I guess. I don't know. Do you know how the people who are at the top of O Block in 2011, 2012, 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 2020, and 2021, how those people got to be at the top of O Block? Putting in work. And what do you mean when you say putting in work? Sliding, shooting at ops, kill ops. I want to ask you about STL specifically. Do you get more respect within O Block if you kill someone from STL? Yeah. And why is that? It's the main ops. What about someone who's big name from STL? Yeah. Do you know who some of the current O Block members are? Yeah. I'm showing you what's marked as Government Exhibit 501. Do you see it on the screen in front of you? Yeah. Do you recognize a person depicted in Government Exhibit 501? Yes. Who is that? C. Murder. Do you know C. Murder's real name? Charles. Do you know his last name? No. Okay. How do you know Charles, or who you refer to as C. Murder? From Parkway. Is C. Murder a member of O Block? Yeah. Do you know C Murder personally? I mean, yeah, but we have no relationship. Have you seen him in Parkway Gardens before? Yeah. When would you say is the first time you saw him in Parkway Gardens? A long time ago, probably like almost 10 years ago. Is Charles someone that you have seen in Parkway Gardens or will see over the last 10 years? So from 2013 to, 2020, 2021? Yeah. Your Honor, at this time, I move to admit Government Exhibit 501 into evidence. It's submitted. Permission to publish? Yes. Does C Murder have a brother that you know of? Yeah. Do you know his brother's name? Sherard. Is that Sheroid? Yeah. Have you ever seen Sherard inside of Parkway Gardens? Yeah. Maybe unpublished? Yes. Showing you what's marked as Government Exhibit 562. Do you recognize the person depicted in Government Exhibit 562? Yeah. Who is that? Sherard. Does Government Exhibit 562 fairly and accurately depict the person you understood to be Sherard, C Murder's brother? Yeah. Your Honor, at this time, I move to admit Government Exhibit 562 in evidence. It's submitted. Permission to publish? Yes. Maybe unpublished? Yes. Mr. Sloan, I'm going to show you 3 more pictures right now. Showing you what's marked as Government Exhibit 503, 5051, and 5052. I'm going back to 503. Do you recognize the person depicted in Government Exhibit 503? Judge, sidebar, please. Yes. So, Mr. Sloan, do you recognize the person depicted in Government Exhibit 503? Yes. How about the person depicted in Government Exhibit 5052? Yes. How about the person depicted in Government Exhibit 5052? Yes. I might have said 502 before. I meant 501 when I was showing you this picture. Do you recognize the person depicted in Government Exhibit 503, 5051, and 5052? Yes. Who do you recognize that person to be? C Murder. The same C Murder we were just talking about? Yeah. I'm sorry, did you say yes? Yes. Do you see the person that you know to be C Murder here in the courtroom? Yes. Can you please identify an article of clothing that person is wearing or just otherwise indicate where they're at in the courtroom? White button up in the back, headphones on. Your Honor, at this time, I'd like the record to reflect that Mr. Sloan has identified the defendant, Charles Liggins, as C Murder in the courtroom. The record will so reflect. At this time, I move to admit Government Exhibits 503, 5051, and 5052. They're admitted. May we publish 503? Yes. I'm going to show 5051. May we unpublish, Your Honor? Yes. May we publish Government Exhibit 5052? Yes. All right. May we unpublish, Your Honor? Yes. I'm showing you what's marked as Government Exhibit 512. Do you recognize the person depicted in Government Exhibit 512? Yes. Who do you recognize that person to be? Los. Do you know Los' real name? Carlos, I think. Do you know his last name? No. Is Los, this person depicted in Government Exhibit 512, someone you know personally? Yes, like C Murder. I had no relationship with him. Have you seen Los, who's depicted in Government Exhibit 512 in O Block? Yeah. When was the first time you say you seen Los in Parkway Gardens? A long time ago, about. Is Los someone that you'd say you've seen over the years that you've been spending time in Parkway Gardens? Yes. I don't know if I asked you this, and I'm sorry if I did. Have you ever seen Los inside of Parkway Gardens? Yeah. Your Honor, at this time I'm going to show you a couple of more pictures. Showing you now Government Exhibit 514, 515-1, 515-2, and 515-3. Do you recognize the people or person that I showed you in Government Exhibit 514 through 515-3? Yeah. And who is that? Los. For each of those pictures that I showed you? Yeah. Same Los we've been talking about. Yeah. Your Honor, at this time I move to admit Government Exhibits 514, 512, 515-1, 515-2, and 515-3 in evidence. Judge, may we have a sidebar? Yes. Mr. Sloan, do you see the person who you identified as Los in these photographs present in the courtroom? Yes. Can you please point to the person or describe where they're at in the courtroom and an article of clothing that they're wearing? White button-up, dreads on the side. Your Honor, at this time, I'd like the record to reflect that Mr. Sloan has identified the defendant to Carlos Orford. Can we go to the sidebar quickly? So, Mr. Sloan, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you if you see the person you've identified as Los over to your right, and to just be more descriptive and where that person is and what articles of clothing, if any, they have on. I can't really see, but in the back. Would standing up allow you to see better? Glasses on the back with headphones on. Judge, I'm sorry, we didn't hear that last answer. Glasses on in the back with headphones on. When you say the back, what do you mean by that? In the back row on the far right. The last row? Yeah. What articles of clothing is that person wearing? Black, I think. Black what? Button-up vest, I think. Your Honor, at this time, I'd like the record to reflect that Mr. Sloan has identified a defendant to Carlos Orford. The record will so reflect. Maybe unpublished? Yes. I'm showing you what's marked as Government Exhibit 520, 522-1, 522-2, and 522-3. Sidebar, please. Yes. So, Mr. Sloan, I showed you Government Exhibit 520, which I'll come back to, 520, 522-1, 522-2, and 522-3. Do you recognize the person or persons depicted in Government Exhibits 520, 522-1, 522-2, and 522-3? Yes. Who do you recognize that person to be? C-Thing. Do you know C-Thing's real name? Christopher. Do you know Christopher's last name? No. How do you know Christopher, also known as C-Thing? From Parkway. Is Christopher a member of O Block? Yes. When would you say was the earliest you saw Christopher inside of Parkway Gardens? Around the time I came around, so 11, 12, 13? Yeah. So 11, 12, 13? Yeah. When was the last time you saw a C-Thing in Parkway Gardens? Probably a couple of years ago. So 2020, 2018. What are we talking about? 2020, 2021. Your Honor, at this time, I move to admit Government Exhibit 5. Oh, let me ask one more question, Mr. Sloan. Do the pictures Government Exhibit 520, 522-1, 522-2, and 522-3 fairly and accurately depict the person you know to be C-Thing or Christopher? Yeah. At this time, I move to admit Government Exhibits 520, 522-1, 522-2, and 522-3 in evidence. They're admitted. May I publish Government Exhibit 520? Yes. May be unpublished? Yes. May I publish Government Exhibit 522-1? Yes. May be unpublished? Yes. May we publish 522-2? Yes. May be unpublished? Yes. and may be published 5/22/3. Yes. Mr. Sloan, do you see the person who you identified in these pictures as C-Thing or Christopher in the courtroom? Yes. Could you please point that person out and describe with some specificity what they're wearing? White button-up, dreads, glasses. Where are they sitting in the courtroom? Front, middle row. A particular end of the middle row? Yes. Which end? The right side. What do you mean when you say the right side? This side. This side. The side closer to, yes, where the judge is sitting, or the side closer to the exit where the judge is sitting? Your Honor, did I understand to say the witness to say it's the person with the glasses on? I'm sorry. I may have missed that. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. He don't have glasses on. Could you, in your own words, tell us where you think, if at all, the person who is C-Thing, aka Christopher, is? And please be specific in terms of what you think they're wearing. A gray suit. Where are they sitting? You said what are they wearing or sitting? Both. Well, where are they sitting right now? On the end of the right side, in the middle row on the right side. And again, what did you mean when you say the right side? Closer to the judge. Your Honor, at this time I'd ask the record reflect that Mr. Salone has identified defendant Christopher Thomas. Sidebar. Yes.